just to be clear, what you're saying is the Sahih International has Surah 575 in the past tense, whereas in the other one, it has it as present tense. But in the Arabic, it has it in the same tense. Have I understood you correctly?
Exactly.
So why would they change the tense between the two, knowing the answer, asking it? But
this is something that they will have to answer, but this is part of the deception. If you have dignity, you have to just literally translate everything. Now, there is further evidence for this theory. This is the word Yeshua in Syriac. We know that the name of Jesus in Arabic is Yeshua. It has never been Isa. And you can see here how it's drawn. Now this is the word Muhammad in Arabic. You can see here how similar they are. The Arabic Muhammad is an Arabization of the Syriac Jesus. This is very clear when you look at it. What do you think?
oh, I see. I see why you're putting this in as a surprise. Um, fascinating. What you're claiming is that all of the material that we have on Jesus, and just for backup for people who don't know where you're coming from, the material about Jesus in the Quran, all the references to him as a baby in chapter 3, verse 46, speaking from the cradle, in chapter 3, verse 49, making birds out of clay, chapter 19, where he has the trees bent down to feed he and his mother. All these stories are not in our Bible. They are all from sectarian sources. They're all from Syriac sources. And the Syriac sources are what the writers of the Quran had to borrow from in order to find out about these stories of Jesus. And the name for Jesus, as you see written there, that's the first time I've seen the name for Jesus written. When you look at the Arabic name for Muhammad, it's almost identical. When you look at it first glance, it looks very much the same. So you're making you're making a claim here that possibly this is why they got the confusion. They got it mixed up.
Yes, and this is maybe why the name Isa pops up in the Quran. The Christians in Arabic, they never call him Isa. Isa is close to Isu, which was the bad son, and then they changed it to rhyme with Musa. So Isu became Isa, so that the Quran is always uh, focusing on the rhymes. So Musa and Isa. Why did the name Isa just come into existence? It has always been Yeshua. So it suggests that something went on here. I don't know much, it's just new, but something has to do with the name Muhammad and the name Yeshua in Syriac and the name Isa.
That's fascinating. Mel, I don't know if you want to say anything because I like to say one more thing about this Yeshua.
I I think this idea of Isa being used is because they're using it from different traditions which are non-Christian, and that's why there's a different word for Jesus in the Quran rather than I don't think it is just a simple mistake, or I don't think it's simply for rhyming, but there are rock inscriptions in northern Arabia that precedes Islam, which would be evidence for its being the base for why they picked Isa rather than Yeshua.
Just to back up what Murad is saying about the fact that they've got another name for Jesus than what we have in Arabic, the Christian Arabs always referred to Jesus as Yeshua. We know this from the Sinaiticus Codex 151, which is just in St. Catherine's Monastery in the Sinai Peninsula. And when you look at the date on that manuscript, it is dated to 868. That's late 9th century. And that's just 2 years before the death of al-Buhari. So the late 9th century, you have the earliest translation in Arabic of the New Testament, and in that Arabic translation, the name is always Yeshua. Late 9th century, we're long after the Quran has been written. We're long after Isa has been introduced in the Quran, suggesting that the Christians have always seen Jesus as Yeshua. And as to where the Muslims got the word Isa, I'm going to let Mel and Murad battle that out between them. I'm going to be agnostic at this point. We do know, however, that this could be one of the reasons why they've got the Ahmed or Muhammad mixed up. If this is the first time I've seen this original Syriac for Jesus, the Syriac name for Jesus, I would surmise, and this is just a surmise on my part, that if you're going to borrow the story from the Syriac traditions, you take the name that goes with it. You bring the name in with you. You bring the story and the name with you, suggesting that that may be another reason why Isa is found in the Arabic Quran and not Yeshua.
Yeah, the other thing to bear in mind as well, in that area of Arabia, a lot of Arabs were at least bilingual, and some of them were trilingual. So they would have had Syriac, Arabic, and some of them would have had Greek as well. So they wouldn't have seen Syriac as a foreign language. It was just part of the collective language that people used. So I could easily see them writing this down as a Syriac word pretty much as is in the midst of an Arabic text, and then for it to be later corrected maybe by a later scribe, and then it becomes Arabized, as Murad has said.
But Murad, you are saying here that one of the confusions and one of the reasons why Muhammad is in these verses could be because they confused the Syriac rendering. When they saw the Syriac, they then thought in Arabic, this is Muhammad.
Yes, this is a possibility, but what I'm saying that in the large scheme of things, it is a mistake to ignore the word Yeshua in Syria. This is very crucial. Now, did this uh, get dependent on this Muhammad? Was it an Arabization of the Syriac name Jesus or not? This is another question, but this is something which is highly crucial. It seems that the name Muhammad is just a different way of writing Yeshua in Syria.
And also the fact that it still works in Arabic. Let's presume they made a mistake and it's became Muhammad as we see written. The fact that it means something in Arabic, the blessed one, would allow for that mistake